A non-executive director is generally supposed to be independent, who sit as a go-between the shareholder and the management of the company. They're there to to guide the company in terms of its business activities, in terms of what it proposes to doing and how it complies with various regulatory bodies. So the fees of 422,000 range, for a chairperson, up to a large cap of 2.1 million, is largely for the chairperson, who is also the main person. So he's there being considered to be the most important person driving the company. In terms of time and spent on that company, as a board chair, you generally only be a board chair of one company. On average, the last time we did a time study was about 160 days per annum. Boards would, because remember he chairs the board, but will also attend a number of the subcommittees. So his time is fairly largely cut out in terms of any organisation. A non-executive's performance and pay are not always linked. Performance is normally measured by an annual evaluation, which is normally conducted by the board chair, together with, could be done by external parties, or it's done through an interview process. Normally what would happen is if the non-exec is not performing or there's underperformance, he would not be elected in the following year. When it comes to their remuneration or their fees, that is approved at an AGM on an annual basis. It's a tool that is starting to measure the impact that a company has on those various stakeholders vis-a-vis communities. So those, for example, communities could be the tax community, it could be an environmental community, stakeholders could be employees, customers, etc. So TIM at the moment is a way of measuring what impact that company has on those affected bodies. The biggest risk that a non-executive faces is personal liability. It's important to note because in South Africa, under the New Companies Act, there is unlimited liability. Their exposure to claims against them is significant because also under the New Companies Act, the stakeholders or the rights that have been attributable to a greater body of, it's not just the shareholders. Now it could be, for example, a trade union, it could be an employee who could sue the company. There's what we call the business judgment rule under the Companies Act, which basically says that, look, if you've exercised fair and reasonable judgment as anybody else, having known the facts and asking the right questions, you are likely to be prevented from being sued. The alternative to that, not alternative, probably in addition to that, is there's normally personal liability insurance. In the event of being sued, there are now three parties. There's the non-exec themselves, there's the company, and there's the board. Joint and several liability is, the board is as good as its members. So if there's the weakest link has done something which has caused a liability to the company, all the members would be held liable. If the board, and particularly the chair, is of the view that, and through feedback from his other board members, that a particular board member is not performing, there are sufficient rules or rights to be able to eliminate sounds like a harsh word, to remove the person from the board. It has been a bit of a minefield for the non-execs. This report, for the first time, we started to touch on things such as the purpose-driven company. And a purpose-driven company is now a new animal. It's now meaning engaging with a greater body of their vis-a-vis the stakeholders, and whereas the focus has always been generally the shareholder, it's now a much greater, a wider group of people. So for the non-exec, I suppose the question here is, am I fit for purpose? And the question is, am I ready to tackle this new landscape that I'm now facing?